everybody. Welcome. Good afternoon. What a beautiful, it's almost evening now, right? What a beautiful evening. Very lucky to be with you here today. My name is Carl Francis, and I am very fortunate to be the principal at York High School and to celebrate with our seniors and families today. It's an exciting time. It's what we live for. School years are very, very difficult. We push hard every day as students and educators, and it's the celebrations that we have with families and students that really drive us and keep us going. So we're very happy to be here with you today. I also wanted to introduce two guests on the stage. We have the Superintendent of Schools, Lou Gazinski, and we have the Chair of the School Committee, Brenda Alexander. Glad to have them here today. Let's start the ceremony with Please Rising for the National Anthem, sung by York High School student Taylor Crawford.
By the dawn's early light, what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Next, I'd like to offer a few words to our students, educators, and guests. What a crazy year, right? What an exciting day. Welcome, students, families, friends, educators, community. Thank you, Barb Moynihan. Thank you, Melissa Burlingame. Senior class officers, Kathy Damiano, Brian Farley, Neil Rideout, Student Services Department. Thank you, Patrick. Thank you, Eric. Thank you, Megan Hines. Your attention to detail and preparation for this event is truly appreciated and amazing, the work that you put into this, and I thank you very much. A huge and heartfelt thank you. Thank you to parents and guardians. Thank you to mentors and volunteers. Thank you to York High School support staff, custodians, food service workers. Thank you, Mike Bennett. Thank you, Ellen Kashulik. Thank you, Joelle Coleman. Thank you, Jeff Oliver. Thank you, Officer Sean Darrow. Thank you, Superintendent Kaczynski, Nita Barnhart, and the school committee. Without you, the things that we do in our schools would not be possible. Thank you so much. Thank you, Vicki Carr and Britta Eyre with Yorkwise. What a great group. Thank you, York High School teachers and counselors. Your unwavering support and passion for students, academics, and York High School is absolutely extraordinary. Your impact for the students sitting before you is significant, and that should not be underestimated. The knowledge that you have taught them, they'll be able to take with them through their careers. The relationships that you've built with them they'll take with them for a lifetime. Welcome, class of 2020 students. Today we celebrate you. We celebrate your academic achievement. We celebrate who you are and what amazing people you've become. Be proud of what you've accomplished. We hold high expectations for you, and you should be proud that you're walking away today with a diploma from York High School. That's a great accomplishment. I don't want you to be remembered as a class with distance learning and COVID-19. You didn't have any control of that. That's out of your control. I want you to be remembered for who you are and what you've accomplished. You're intelligent. You challenge your teachers and ask for more. You seek for clarification. Seek clarification and ask why. You value an education. You give us a global perspective. You stand proud for who you are and what you believe in. You challenge us to remain aware of things that are critically important, such as gender identity, such as racism, such as school safety. You're kind. Your awareness and selfless efforts for those that are less fortunate are commendable. You have provided positive energy in our hallways. You have led charge at York High School to become the school that celebrates the differences in all of us. Sure, we have work to do in that area, but you've laid a foundation that is solid that we can build from. You serve as role models, mentors, examples for others to follow. It makes a difference how you carry yourself each and every day. And you've represented yourselves and your school very well. I have confidence in skills. You have the confidence and skills necessary to make a difference and to stand behind what you believe in. I challenge you to keep that fire and that drive alive inside of you. You've learned to put yourself into position to make impactful decisions. Now take the next step, speak up, and take action when you know it's the right thing to do. Be thoughtful and proactive in your planning. Actively seek out the resources that are around you. They're all over the place. And then break down all of those barriers that stand before you. Continue to set your goals high and then work with absolute resolve to achieve them. I encourage you to enter this world after high school with a mindset of continuous improvement. Evaluate yourself on a regular basis. Be open to suggestions and always look to improve. We all can grow. We all need to grow. Have high expectations of others around you. Be brave. Be genuine. Be yourself. Look for opportunities, and when you find them, be prepared. And then be relentless. But don't forget to smile and breathe. This moment in time, right now, is important. This moment. Take a second now to turn to the people next to you and smile and enjoy this moment. This is an important time. Keep this moment and keep the many other moments that you've had over the time in York schools. Remember them. It's important. We celebrate for every one of you today. York High School students, you are all exceptional. I'm very proud to stand before you today and wish you toward a happy and fulfilling life. I know that you're ready for it. Now go get after it. Congratulations, class of 2020. Now we have the salutatory address from one of your classmates, the salutatorian Brady Herod.
Hello to the York High School class of 2020, family, friends, and faculty. My name is Brady Herod, and I came in second. I want to first congratulate my fellow graduates on completing 12 years of hard work with a little bit of fun for good measure. I also want to thank all the faculty and staff for their constant support and all the family and friends in attendance for cheering all of us on throughout our lives. I want to start out this speech by being perfectly honest with you all. These speeches are my least favorite part of every graduation ceremony I've been to. They tend to be long and only add to what can be a very lengthy ceremony. So to spare you all from the experiences I've had at past graduations, I'll keep this speech very short. A go-to move in an address like this is to give the graduating class some advice for their lives going forward. But being 18 years old and not knowing anything about life, I will avoid doing that. I'm also the salutatorian, and given that I had to look up how to spell and pronounce salutatorian, I am probably not qualified to give any advice. In lieu of advice, I will offer my best wishes for all of you going forward in your lives. I hope you all find success and that you find what makes you happy. I also hope that wherever you end up, you remember how lucky you were to have grown up in a community like York. While it is not always perfect, remember that you're going out in the world with the backing of a town that genuinely cares about you. And remember that you grew up in a town where no matter what was going on in your life at the time, you could always take a drive by the beach. Not everyone gets to say that. Although I said I wouldn't give any advice, I will share the 2 lessons that I've learned from my time at York High School. Number 1 is to always go with your gut. If you're like me and overthink everything, that piece of advice will help you make a lot of decisions. Number 2 is even more important. It's don't worry about things you can't control. I think we all experienced things beyond our control this year, especially around mid-March, and that lesson helped me get through a lot of the challenges that presented themselves this spring. If you remember those 2 things in the future, I assure you that you will be less stressed and you will feel very good about the choices you make. At least that's what those 2 lessons have done for me. Now, I have already thanked our teachers and our at-home support network, but I have one last group that I want to thank. I want to thank the class of 2020 for helping each other these past 12 years, and for shaping each other into the people we are now. One of the advantages of going to a small high school is knowing everyone in your class, even if it's just by name. Either actively or passively, we have all played a role in each other's development and growth, both as students and as people. And I can't thank you all enough for playing that crucial role in my life. While I can't look at all of you when I say this, I want you to know that I feel very fortunate to call York my home and to call you my graduating class. Good luck to all of you, and no matter where we go, I hope we all remember where we came from.
Now I'd like to introduce another classmate of yours, the 2020 valedictorian, Brianna Baker, with her valedictory address.
Hello to the members of the class of 2020. To those of you who are listening to this recording, I am sad that I don't get to watch you walk across the stage today. Please know I am so proud of our class and its accomplishments. To those of you who I am standing before, I am so grateful to be here with all of you. I could not have asked for a better group to move through the many ups and downs of high school with. To be a member of this class is to be, in the words of our own teachers, dedicated, talented, spontaneous, humorous, compassionate, and so much more. We've had our triumphs where we were able to celebrate as one, as well as our failures that knocked us on our butts but enabled us to get up stronger than before. To only ever have 114 classmates may seem wildly outrageous to people who vacation here or other schools we compete against. However, as my mom often remarks, we may not always like one another, but we will always love one another. These are the people we have been lucky enough to spend the last 13 years with. The very people who flooded my phone with over 50 congratulation texts on the night of convocation. The people who I screamed alongside at football games, chants like, "Warm up the bus," just as the game had started. The people who danced like no one was watching at our junior prom, or opted to play blackjack all night if that was more their style. Every member of this class has directly or indirectly shaped every other. I know that because of each of you, I am leaving York High School a better person than I entered. I now have 114 people I admire, and I hope to carry a small piece of each of you with me into my own future. Emma Perota's responsibility, Brady Herod's humor, the Enemans' inquisitiveness, Noah Carmahalas's easygoing nature, Josh Pease's imagination, Delaney Labonte's confidence, Kate Nowell's compassion, Jill DeRosio's strong sense of self, and so many more. I can only hope that each of you has the opportunity to continue inspiring others as you have me. From the bottom of my heart, thank you. Though I'm sure many of us will look back on high school and first think of our socially distanced last semester, let us remember instead the 3.5 years we did get to spend together, as well as the many achievements of our class during that time. I, for one, will never forget Mr. Convery's persistent reminders of what block it is from his post in the hallway. The many dance parties on hockey bus rides as we all screeched lyrics and not a single person could catch the tune. The annual holiday chorus concerts, where my heart swelled with joy every time we were joined by the alumni to sing Hallelujah. Spending time in Senora Bolaños' room, as she was always willing to lend a listening ear to us ranting teenagers. And of course, today. I have begun to think about the next time we will be together again after this summer. Our first reunion, which will hopefully be in 10 years, seeing as how many of us won't have our lives together in 5, and I need more time off from planning events than that. At that reunion, these are the stories I will share. These are the memories from high school that will have us busting a gut laughing when we're all 28. I implore each of you to take a moment in the coming days to think about the stories you will share, whether it's the life-changing events or the seemingly unimportant ones from the last 4 years. We have proven to be successful academically, athletically, and personally throughout our time here. With the help of many, including the teachers who sparked our thirst for knowledge and commitment to bettering ourselves as individuals, we could not have persevered through the tough times or celebrated during the good ones without you. Likewise, let us not forget our support systems at home. There are not enough thank yous in the world to acknowledge all that you've done for us over the last 18 years. To the parents who volunteered in our elementary school classrooms and then went above and beyond to help organize the fairy tale ball in 1st grade, thank you. To those same parents who helped decorate the middle school cafeteria for finale, then the River Mill for prom, thank you. To all of you who helped contribute to our community auditorium, you gave our school a place to come together as the 500 or 600 of us. To the parents who very generously dropped off Anthony's sandwiches for away sports games or hosted team dinners, thank you for feeding us time and again. I'm sure every hungry high schooler can agree with me when I say, there's no food at my own house despite the full pantry, so I don't know what I would have done without you. What I'm trying to say is thank you to every family member in the audience for the dedication not only to your own child, though I hope you get a thank you for that, but for your commitment to the class of 2020 as a whole. We could have never learned how to use a spoon, much less how to drive a car without you. Now, to my classmates. If only we could tell ourselves on the day of freshman orientation just how successful we would come to be. Surely 8th grade Brianna would scoff in disbelief. We have all recently received letters from our 8th grade selves, so I will impart the wisdom my 8th grade self imparted on me. I wrote of who the bachelorette had been that year, as well as my plans to go into medical research. Joke's on her, I'll be in finance next year. Right at the end of my letter, after my wobbly signature, I had written, P.S. I have faith in you. You could not imagine the impact those 5 words had on me as I read them this past week. Going into high school was a time filled with uncertainty, and I simply wanted my future self to know that I believed in her. I only wish I could tell my 8th grade self that she ought to have faith in herself. Now, sitting, thinking about the uncertainty that comes with the transition to college, I have that same faith not only in me, but in each of you. Though you may forget it right after this, I will forever be rooting for each of you, for each of your futures, for each of your successes. So here it is. P.S. I have faith in you. Thank you.
Now for an exciting part of our ceremony, the presentation of the diplomas. We're ready for that? All right. This is how it's going to work. Okay, we'll call your name. You'll take off your mask. You'll leave it in your seat, and you'll come on up. Walk across the stage. You'll grab your diploma. And if there's a convocation award, you'll grab it, and then after you get your diploma, you'll stop, and you'll look at Heather for 2 pictures, and then you'll exit that side of the stage, and then walk back to your seat and put your mask back on. Does that sound okay? All right. Here we go. Mara Elizabeth Lamprey. Congratulations. Over the other side. Right there. William Lawrence McDonald. Congratulations. Abigail Louise McWilliams. Congratulations. Gray M. Messersmith. Miranda Catherine Mons. Congratulations. Braden K. Moulton. Congratulations. Kaylin Elizabeth Nowell. Congratulations. Paul Kevin O'Brien. Way to go, Paul. Emma Rose Parada. There you go, Emma. Dylan E. Prince. Good job, Dylan. Veronica Meris Vieira Adigio. Bianca. Congratulations. Now a surprise for you. The class of 2020 is today going to announce a scholarship in the name of their class for future York High School students. I'm very proud to announce that today, and the class officers have a recording that they'd like to share with you about that.
The class of 2020 wanted to create this scholarship for future classes in an effort to say thank you to the York community that supported and challenged each of us throughout our 18 years here.
Amidst the coronavirus pandemic, the class of 2020 was unable to participate in normal senior class festivities, such as the senior trip, private graduation, or even a senior banquet.
With the funds originally allocated for such senior events and celebrations, this scholarship was created, which will offer an annual award to a student who is planning on attending a 2 or 4-year college, who has been academically successful during their high school career, and who has also contributed and been involved within the school-wide community.
Preference will be given to students who have gone above and beyond to be involved and give back to their own class. This student should also exhibit the characteristics of the class of 2020, including dedication, compassion, and tenacity.
Just wanted to take a moment to recognize that effort and that what this senior class has done with that scholarship. It's beyond their years, right? It's thinking of others. It's reaching out to the community and wanting to help and support classmates of future generations. And it's a wonderful, wonderful tribute and recognition of the hearts that this class represents. The big heart that is in this class of 2020. So I'm very, very proud of you. It's a strong legacy to carry on York High School attached to your name and your specific class. So well done, class of 2020. All right, we're ready for the grand finale. Now we're going to have the ceremonial turning of the tassel. Okay, so I'd like to have everybody please stand. And what we'll have now is our seniors come straight forward from their seats to the stage. Turn around, face the audience. Stay socially distanced, please. Please keep your masks on. All right, now we're going to take your right hand together, and on the count of 3, we're going to move it from right to left. On a count of 3. And then once we do that, we're going to celebrate loud. Okay? 1, 2, 3. Change. Congratulations. Congratulations. Throw them up in the air. Congratulations, class of 2020. Seniors, way to go. May I present to you the class of 2020. Congratulations, seniors. Well done. It's a great accomplishment. You can grab and move toward Mrs. Damiano. Congratulations, students, class of 2020. York High School graduates. Congratulations. Thank you very much, parents, guests.